Yeah, I added Despero, and then you guys are like, oh, bye-bye!
Well, like, I guess Elian didn't have any inspiration to do any, and I was just like, I don't like this man. So, fuck you, I'll do it alone.
So today, to record the session, I'm using OBS.
Well, that's a good software.
I've never used OBS for anything besides streaming in my life.
What are you recording the session for?
I have a friend that wanted to see something that I told her is happening this session.
Uh-oh. Guinea pigs.
For real.
Well, she was one of the players in one of my first campaigns in this world, and her character has something to do with something that you guys are going to encounter today.
Oh boy.
I, despite being relatively still new to Dungeons and Dragons, have been trying to my own campaign on the side, and it's fun, actually. It's a lot more fun than I thought it would be.
I really wish I don't think they would have charged $60 for it, but I wish for April Fools they released a special edition of the Dungeon Master's Guide, and on every single page it says it's all made up. It's all made up. It's all made up.
I mean, they're not wrong.
Just a date as to when it got made up. And you see a couple dates from like yesterday, the day before. Just coming up with shit as it goes.
It's like, this rule doesn't apply.
Yeah. You look behind the Dungeon Master screens and what do you see? Just big old fuck you.
You get a ruler smack if you look behind the screen. Get back there.
Get down. Hey.
Huzzah.
It's the other white meat.
The fuck?
His character?
Oh, yeah, I know. The albino weirdo over there.
Yeah. Albino weirdo.
I mean, am I wrong?
Uh-oh. Is he typing mean things? Oh, no, he's just updating.
Typing horrible things about us.
As he answers yes.
Oh no, we lost one already.
Who did we lose? Oh.
Astrid, come back.
Oh crap! I've been silent this whole time. What the fuck?
Yeah, I thought you just weren't speaking.
Man, I said such totally emotionally crushing things about you too, Damien, and now it just wouldn't be the same for me to repeat them.
No, it just they lost all their power.
Yeah, the moment's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but now I want to hear.
Yeah, it's my weird albino guy who screams in his sleep. Thanks a lot.
It's okay. He's got some redeeming qualities somewhere.
Somewhere. We sure as shit ain't found them yet.
One day we'll find them.
Well, so far I think he probably has the most kills in the group.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Actually, no. I think Astrid's got. I mean, well, we did come in later than you guys.
Yeah, I think overall it's probably Ozzel.
What?
I think not Ozzel. I meant Elian.
I was gonna say I don't do shit. I heal people.
I'm sorry. What did Ozzel kill?
Ozzel kills sometimes.
Ozzel killed a lizard.
He He killed an acorn inside a zomble.
Okay, stop that. No, Elian is probably the one who kills the most.
Botched
Also
it.
killed the mouse folks like self-esteem. Totally.
Okay. No, I'm gonna blame that one on Erebor.
Botched it.
The mouse was perfectly fine with our arrangement up until Erebor started questioning everything.
That's true. How
Welcome
dare
back.
he question the status quo?
Pretty much.
Thou
We-
shalt not ask questions.
We were perfectly fine using and abusing that mouse folk. What was his name?
Despero.
Despero.
Despero, that's right.
I
Just
still
for-
have his fun trinket.
I'll bet you do.
Oh my god, no, stop. I will stab
Is
you in
that
your
where the mouse
sleep.
went to?
I will stab you in your sleep. Astrid, are you back?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Hang on,
My
dear.
phone decided not to allow Discord to work, so I had to go run and grab my tablet because my computer's still not working with my headset.
That's rude as shit.
Yeah, it is. Good thing I have a tablet that has Discord on it.
No, my tablet, my phone, my computer. I think my TV is the only thing that doesn't have Discord on it.
Wait until they let that happen.
Some smart TVs are getting there.
I have a computer hooked up to my TV, so I technically could do Discord on there.
I couldn't do it. It's way too much surface area for me to look at. I need a monitor.
Well, I have my tablet for the voice. I have my laptop hooked up to a monitor, so I have two screens for the text stuff.
That sounds
When I-
about right.
And I want to know why my phone isn't working now.
Guys, are you
Maybe-
excited?
Maybe an update.
Maybe that, yeah.
Well, no, nothing on my phone is working. I'm like, what the hell?
Well, an update on your phone itself.
It just updated like 2 nights ago.
Yeah,
An
it
iPhone?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucked.
did.
Oh no.
Yeah, as somebody who's only ever had iPhones,
Me too.
I agree.
Me
This
too.
is why I don't do that anymore.
What's wrong with iPhone?
Well,
Everything.
I mean, other than the obvious.
All of it.
they
It's
Yeah.
like they'll have an update where everything's beautiful, everything works like it should, and then they'll have this one update that just fucks it, just
So-
botches it ridiculously.
One must ask, if you have so many problems,
why do you use them?
why do you keep buying them?
Because Samsung
Saturn?
explodes.
Bruh, my Samsung is beautiful.
Well, I never had any problems with the Samsungs that I had, but I don't
Honestly,
know.
I bought a few Samsungs.
I've been quite fond of my LG. Last couple LGs I've gotten.
Yeah, honestly, just
LG works good, but I tried the Galaxies, and they had come out with the active version of the Galaxy,
oh yeah.
and
those
I got two of the series, one right after the other, and both phones they didn't explode, but they stopped working. They were beautiful displays. It looked amazing.
How
It
hard
was
are you
durable.
on your phones?
I'm always on something, YouTube, Facebook.
What are you doing to make a cell phone
Discord.
explode?
Yeah,
It
I-
doesn't explode, just the
Um,
screen does. Stops
I
working.
am a youngin. I am always on my phone, and my phone is still beautiful. Like 3 years later.
Well, yeah, I suppose if you sit there smashing your screen against your forehead, eventually the screen is going to break.
I
guess.
only do that on occasions after I get home from work. I'll start watching a YouTube video. Next thing I know, I'm being woken up by a phone hitting me in the forehead.
You have issues with self-abuse in your sleep? I would definitely see
Yes.
a doctor about that.
At least I don't scream.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Wow.
Damn.
Whoopsie doo.
Wow. Just wow.
Hey, I wake up at 4 in the morning to go to work. I am allowed
Why?
to hit myself in the face with a phone when I'm focused.
I go to bed at 4 in the morning.
That's what you
I-
youngins can do.
No,
Wait till you get a little older.
Yeah, you damn kids.
that's called having a sleeping disorder.
Hey.
Oh, I've got something wrapped up there on the shelf where my kid can't get to it that helps me sleep too.
Is that alcohol? Because that's not helps. Doesn't help.
Absolutely not. You got to grind it a little bit.
Oh.
Put it in a line. Yes, it's Coke. No,
That helps you
Wouldn't that do
sleep.
the
Wait a
opposite?
minute, what the fuck?
Wait, you should go speak to your doctor. Coke is a
Yeah.
stimulant.
If cocaine puts you to sleep, you have severe issues, my friend.
What the
or a
fuck?
skill.
It's like Adderall.
Oh.
It makes people who have ADHD like mellow, and then anybody who doesn't is just fucking wired.
Wired every day. Has Damien
No,
done cocaine today? No, he's just always like this.
Yeah, no. It's quite nice. It's a little less potent than the first shit that I got given. Buddy of mine got me some shit that fucking sent me to Mars and back.
Are we still talking about cocaine, or is this different?
No, absolutely not.
Obviously,
It's
Okay.
definitely different. This one's the one that relaxes you, but this one actually sent me to
Oh.
space. It was some
Oh.
good shit.
Tisk tisk.
Hey.
But Damien, last night, what a barn burner, right?
Oh yeah. It took me a minute. I'm like, did we burn down a barn? We didn't do that.
We
People
did.
died.
No, we
was
almost
a
burned down
jet.
the ship.
No, dude.
We burnt down a shed. What did you
No,
guys
I was
burn
talking about our group last night.
Our group last night, yeah. His
It was-
character, like, it was
I
kind of
nuked our airship and killed 2 NPCs.
okay. Let's not have a repeat of that. Okay, this is a calm airship.
I mean, like, I literally nuked our airship. What was it? A grand total was 42 dice 6.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was bad.
Damn.
He put like
157 points of damage.
pure
That's-
essence of Chris's fire god into a pipe bomb, and then it blew up on the
And then
ship.
put it on a crossbow
What was the fire god's
Oh
name?
dear God.
with the vial of
Sarcatra.
acid as the detonator.
Yeah. Sharkadra.
Boom.
Yeah, and it just like it killed at least the big bad lady, but then also
Yes,
killed our
it killed the witch.
quartermaster,
Yeah, the quartermaster, who's this big,
pinch ass dude,
yeah, he rolled a natural 1,
on his saving throw.
so he actually took, I think it was 260 something points of damage,
Yeah,
Damn.
he died
and
instantly.
just gone.
And Willoughby's
Evaporated.
a squishy human, so he's our captain, and he died, and we were really sad because you weren't there yet, Greg, but we worked really hard to get Willoughby there.
I know that's the thing I was like, man, that's fucked up. My character just killed NPCs that they've been playing with for months,
Damn.
and they're all like, oh, it's okay, it's not your fault. Thanks for saving us. I'm like,
No,
the
Gail
fuck?
was not ready to fucking tear down.
oh yeah, Gail was getting ready to light into me, wasn't he?
Yeah, but Chris wouldn't let me. I could already tell it was like, nope, we're not doing this. And I was like, damn it.
Why you not
Trust
letting
me,
me?
there's nothing you can do to Greg. He's not already doing to himself.
I know, but like, to be fair though, it would have been less about Greg and more about the fact that Gale wasn't very helpful in the fight. So it would have been
We were having that was a rough fight so far, man. We were doing like shit.
well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure that lady is, well, no, Maladar did find out it was a lich,
Was.
right? No, is,
Maladar knows.
We
don't
don't.
know.
but it is a lich. What, I don't know what a lich
Now,
is.
a lich shows up with a fucking death knight.
Right.
Really, Chris?
Chris, we're all gonna
Motherfucker.
die. So it was sacrifice a big chunk of the ship and 2 people, or kill everyone.
Chris Bear brings in the big chungus. You die.
Unrelated.
likes to do that.
Have any
What?
of you played the new Quake game, Quake Champions?
There's a new
No.
Quake game.
I should.
I
played the
thought
old
it.
Quake
I
game.
thought it wasn't going to be very good going into it because it didn't get very good reviews, but it's actually a lot of fun. It's like the formula of the old Quake games if they had a baby with like Overwatch. So it's Quake, but it's also a hero shooter at the same time. I just unlocked BJ Blazkowicz from
Wasn't that
Wolfenstein.
wasn't that basically what Quake 3 was?
I never played Quake 3. I only played Quake
Oh, well.
Arena.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's why
That
I
is
always
Quake 3.
take reviews with a grain of salt.
I don't know.
Because something that someone doesn't like doesn't mean I'm not gonna enjoy it.
But like I was having a lot of fun as Blazkowicz. Each character has a unique thing that they can do. Like the starter character you get, which is a Marine from Doom, his special ability is he just throws a grenade, which nobody else has. But Blazkowicz's ability is he dual wields whatever gun you're holding.
That's interesting.
And then Doom guy drops his
He
gun.
throws a grenade.
Yeah.
That would have been useful in the original fucking Doom game. Grenade. I'm just saying. I don't know if anyone was ever there back in the day to actually play the original Doom games at the time.
There's no such thing as a grenade. Just grab the rocket launcher.
Grenade would have been nice. Like, toss it around a corner. That would have been nice. Nope. Mm-mm.
I've been
No,
playing a
just-
lot of Doom Eternal recently.
Blocky your way around the corner and just nuke them.
Buddy of mine he just used a shotgun all the fucking time. I watched him take out like a cyber demon with a fucking shotgun. And I'm just like, fuck you.
Just like there's people that can beat Dark Souls in an hour
And not take any hits.
and not take any hits. That's beyond a lifer, you know? I watched a guy that beat Dark Souls. He did new game plus 999. He actually went to new game 100. And at a certain point, the dude just fucking went through the motions. Took
Yeah,
him
it's
months
crazy.
to do it, but I think he was the first guy to ever get to
100.
well, it didn't go to 100. It stayed at 99.
It's just like there's a guy who beat Bloodborne as the waste of skin class, which means you start off with a 0 in every class in every skill, and he beat the game without leveling up, which means he beat the game with a 0 in every skill.
Mm-hmm. It just takes dedication, but it's not a dedication I'm willing to put in.
Me either.
Now, Dark Souls 2 though, that thing grabbed me for a while. I beat that shit up. I was up to new game plus 3. And just kept putting hours into that fucker. Damn near got a Dark Souls tattoo. Then decided against it and tattooed Elite Dangerous on me. Still a bad idea.
Let's make sure everything's good to go. Okay. So, is everybody here?
Well, everybody that was gonna get here.
Yep.
Are we giving up on Erebor?
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna show up. I messaged him last Thursday. Every time he doesn't show up, I try to message him, and he never responded. So.
Can I have Duke?
He probably just decided that, Aldo was
Depends
too much
on
of
what
an
you
asshole.
roll on your animal handling.
Hear me, Ethan?
What?
He probably decided Ozzel was too much of an asshole to play with.
Yeah.
Damn. That's probably
And Alien is just a fucking bouquet of flowers.
He
You
really
know,
is.
to be fair though, we were all really bad.
We were.
you, you guys are
Douchebags.
fucking assholes, man.
We were all complete douchebags. All three of them, or all three of us were.
But
We were
that's
the
what made it
worst.
great.
We ruined that mouse.
You guys
I
were like
miss him.
you guys were like the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but angry.
I love that movie. That was a damn good movie.
And two of us are spoopy.
Huh?
Spooky. We're spooky people.
Mm.
One
I
is
I don't know about that.
I would count Elian as spooky.
I was gonna say, why? How is Ozzel spooky? Just because he has horns?
He
No, that's
worships
'cause-
he worships the god of fear, and he has a necklace around his neck that whenever you look at it, you see your greatest fear.
I was gonna say, like, Ozzel kind of tries to embody fear with a lot of things, but he just doesn't get a chance to lately. Just happens that Elian outspookies him a lot.
Ozzel is like Yep Yep from Halo. He's just a little grunt that wants everybody to be scared of him.
I mean, I'm willing to say Ozzel fits more the grunt with the 2 grenades in its hand. It knows
Suicide
shit's
grunt.
gonna go south, but fucking riding it to the end.
Hurts me.
So, I guess we better get started.
You
So last session, we saw you guys fight with Baba Yaga and her little Zvarts that followed her. You guys killed her, freed the Zvarts. You found out that they were actually children, and something that she had done had caused them to appear as something else.
Because for some odd reason, Nathan hates children.
So does Elian, apparently. You guys continued to explore her forest compound, or her estate, rather, and you found this cauldron with a crystal ball with an eye inside of it floating in it, as well as many other items strewn all over the place on the exterior walls, not exterior walls, on the walls surrounding the cauldron, like a bag of holding, a few doses of poison. I believe you guys got some good healing, some more healing potions. Was that correct?
Yep.
And some salves, as well as one dosage of diamond dust enough to cast Revivify once.
Yep. Ozzel has that spell now too.
You guys took the eye out of the soup, and the eye began speaking, and it revealed to you that the soup is what Baba used to make her look so young, and that's why when she died, she aged rapidly and just turned to dust. You guys found a sort of bookshelf, and Elian was rather intrigued by the books and took them, threw them into the bag of holding as the christening set of items. First things to get chucked in there. But the last book wouldn't budge, and as Elian's yanking on it, it came popping off of the wall with a tether attached to it, and the pedestal that the cauldron was on slid out of the way, revealing these steps going downstairs, where you found this big empty room with Gore. And Radalok decided to go explore the room a little bit, and in the back corner, a out-of-place stone. And as he touched it, you guys could hear something upstairs.
Hey, don't look funny.
Billows of green smoke came downstairs, and you guys essentially fought weaker versions of the Will-O-Wisp. But they were these creatures composed from the green smoke. you guys were relatively quick to dispatch them, get back upstairs, and as you were about to leave, Ozzel, through his own volition, remembered that there was a shed.
Oh yeah, not goaded on by the DM going, "Hey, you guys got the shed. What's the
Yeah.
shed? Did you go look at the
There's a
shed?"
shed over there.
But you guys opened up the shed, you found a greenhouse, and Elian found some psychedelic shrooms. And as you guys were about to leave, you heard banging from beneath the floorboards, found children tied up down there in very bad condition. You all elected to put them out of their misery as quickly and as painlessly as you could. And Elian went to burn down Baba's home, and Ozzel was the last out of the shed, and as he was burning it down, he heard growls from beneath the floorboards where the children once were. However, none of the rest of you were present to hear those growls.
And I am not telling you.
After you guys watched this bitch's house burn, nothing but ash and embers, you returned through the forest back to Helvetica's airship, where she had already installed the eye crystal ball contraption into the spell engine and charged it. You guys started to ascend up into the air above the clouds, and at this point it was midday. She was like, "Hey, y'all, you can chill out or whatever," because she's used to being the ship alone, but if she needs help, she'll ask. And you guys began traveling. After a little while of travel, you reached the mountains. Helvetica, before the mountains, made sure to point out she wanted to stay below the clouds. But once you got to the mountains, unfortunately, you had to go above the clouds to get over them. So you guys went up above the clouds, and as you did so, the sun was late into its setting, and you see this gorgeous ocean of clouds with lights spraying across them as a sunset would be. You're all familiar with how gorgeous it is from below, and I highly doubt any of you have seen it from above. So, what's everybody doing?
I thought we were drinking.
You guys are a couple of days into the travel if you're still drinking.
You're probably dead.
if you're still drinking Helvetica's shine, you're probably dead.
Or you're gonna be, because she's probably running out of stock.
Oh
Oh,
no,
yeah.
she's got stock for drinking and stock for selling.
And here comes Damien's accent.
No, I'll stab you.
What?
Gotta be familiar with the product you're selling, sweetheart.
What in the hell?
Stop.
Stop?
Okay, never mind. We're gonna move on from that. I'm just gonna be off doing my daily prayers, ignoring these guys.
Don't ignore me.
Consider yourself ignored.
Oh
But
yeah.
why?
At midnight, after you guys took off, Rodalock blew chunks off the side of the ship.
Oh yeah.
That was lovely.
It was great. Oh yeah, he's back to normal, isn't he?
Normal is relative.
Well, he's no longer like teenage Rattlelog or whatever the fuck we're looking at.
Nope.
Yeah.
Back to
He's back to big boy Rodalock.
Big boy.
Big boy.
big and boy. Doesn't compare to my 500-pound turtle.
It really doesn't.
Oh God.
I woke up one of the characters on my last session by laying on him.
A
He literally
crime.
didn't have the strength to pick me up off of him,
And he was a Goliath.
and he was a Goliath.
Oh my.
Okay, so back to this. Probably since I don't believe my character's ever flown much. He's probably just sitting, the axe is off to the side, sitting close at hand, and I'm just kind of watching, just looking out into the thing, remembering the fucked up ass shit I did, and trying to compartmentalize.
All the children you murdered.
Uh,
An accomplice.
Yeah, well.
she found him. I just wanted to take care of him, or he found him, and I'm just the one that took care of him.
Elian helped.
I'm
He
not.
gave me the goodies.
Dull the blow.
Yeah, best we could do, right?
So, Helvetica brings out some rations for you guys to eat for dinner. It's some pickled fish, and crusty bread, and a couple of hard cheeses for each of you. How y'all holding up?
Well, don't everyone go all at once.
Just kind of sitting lost in thought. Just didn't quite hear anything.
Usually people get pretty airsick about this point in the trip, and y'all seem sick from something else.
Sorry. I appreciate
Life
it.
takes its toll.
Well, if you need anything, I'll be up in, by the wheel. Another thing I neglected to mention, you each have, like, there's a deck where you guys can kind of look out over the sky and see what's going on, and then you guys have quarters where you sleep. I say quarters, but they aren't, like, full rooms. It's like, God. It's like, they're coffin-sized rooms. They're big enough for you to crawl into, lay on the bed, and come back out. Like the pod hotels in Japan.
So, like a closet with a bed in it.
Yeah, essentially.
Nice.
Which I won't fit.
Oh
God,
no, you'd probably fit a couple of them. She's specifically got them set up to hold her crew, and she does
that
fly.
doesn't exist.
Well, usually she flies with a crew, but this time she didn't, so she could hold more cargo. Because
Wow.
she doesn't like unloading everything herself, but the buyer of all
She
this
got
stuff.
us this time.
Yeah.
I'm not helping.
So, do you guys eat what she gives you?
I eat the fish part. I don't eat the cheese part.
Lactose intolerant, are we?
No, I just don't like eating things that aren't. I don't like non-meats.
Oh, look at you with the little palate issues.
Oh, jeez.
You're the one who vomited over the side of this ship.
I could have aimed it your way.
Fair point. I'll give you that one. Also, you did eat children, though, so...
That was actually pretty good.
Oh my
She
God.
didn't quite have the seasoning right, but they were passable.
No, like
Literally.
Also,
as
just
as
giving
far
you this
as
really, like...
as far as you are concerned, they were actually pretty tasty.
Yeah, definitely tasty.
Ozzel's giving you a look of revulsion, like, why? Why are you doubling down on this?
I'm not. I'm just not lying to you. It was yummy.
I'm walking away from the child cannibal.
Hey, I didn't know it was child. Then when I found out, I guess it was tasty.
Guys, keep your kids away from Rattlelock.
Hide your kids, hide your wife. He's hurting everybody out here.
Yum.
He's got a taste.
I'm wondering, could we turn them in like hamburger helpers?
It would work, technically. I don't know why
Mm.
you'd want to.
All right, I forget about that. I'll
Please
eat
do.
the fish.
Any of you that are watching the clouds and the sun setting, begin to see something beneath the clouds.
The mountains?
There's a.
I look.
Go ahead.
I look over to Helvetica and kind of go, just kind of pointing down, pointing straight down.
Help.
Thing.
Thing.
Is the sun falls further beneath the clouds, you can hear this thing begin to call. Those of you that have already heard it before don't need to re-familiarize yourself. Holy crap, that's loud.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah, it was loud to begin with.
Yeah.
I forgot how loud it was. Those of you that have already heard it have no need to re-familiarize yourselves.
It's a noise.
It is a very loud, unsettling noise. But as that call, that first loud call settles, you begin to hear clicks, like loud clicking noises. And you feel
Zombie sky whale.
You feel warm. You can feel every time it clicks, it's enough to you feel shaken, like you're vibrating a little bit.
Can I see anything through there, or like through the clouds? Anything that we can maybe recognize?
You can see a shadow of some sort of serpentine shape. And you guys hear Helvetica from up at the helm of the ship say, "Ah, fuck!"
Fucks is not good.
What?
Yeah, that's not good. What's going on?
Everybody just keep your head down, please. And she's just kind of like got her forehead in her hand and she closes her eyes. You guys might want to close your eyes and cover your ears. At least cover your ears.
Why?
This thing gets really loud sometimes.
Oh.
Okay, so since I'm trying to cover my ears, but trying not to roll anywhere in the deck while she maneuvers, if she's gonna maneuver, I'm gonna just jab my horns into the deck.
Is it possible to cast deafness on myself?
Sure, you can cast deafness on yourselves.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk a lot of shit while you can't hear.
Okay, but I'll be safe.
I mean, cover your ears mostly. Eyes, you should be fine. I don't know why I said eyes. It's sound, not sights. I have trouble differentiating between the two.
Okay.
But it's at this point that she starts to slow down the airship, and you guys hear the loud hum of the airship slowly get quieter and quieter as she slows down, kind of stagnating a little bit. And you see as this serpentine type body begins to come up out of different parts of the clouds, revealing this massive creature with red spines and a dark maroon color running down the middle of its back, with large scales, each the size of your ship itself, with a dark blue color similar to that at the core of a twilight of a sunset. And then you see the head raise up from behind the clouds, revealing this large, stout face with very distinct jaws and several eyes on either side of its head that are deeply sunk, producing a bright green light that bathes the ship in a color none of you are very it's green is a comparison that you would understand. It's like no color you've ever seen. And it raises its head up and begins to study the ship. And you see this.
Fuck that shit.
I
Oh
like
dear.
it.
It looks amazing, but fuck.
I'm deaf, but I can still see it, and it's cool.
Any of you that can... Plugging your ears only helps so much. Can any of you speak Giant?
No.
No.
Or Draconic?
Also,
just
no.
Minotaur.
Infernal and Common. And I have that Dwarvish to English dictionary, but that only helps so much.
Yup.
Donde está el baño?
God damn it.
So it begins to move its face closer to the ship, and you guys can feel as it exhales through its nose, and you all are kind of blown back if you're on your feet. A few feet. Rodalock, since your horns are stuck in the deck, you're fine.
It worked!
Like, you guys see his legs, like, lift up off the ground and kind of dangle in the air for a moment, making him do kind of like a demi-headstand, and then his feet touch back on the ground, and he just like, woo! Helvetica's, like, very still, and she's like, hey there, big fella! And you see his head, like, ever so slightly turn, and he moves. You can see, if he had eyebrows, he'd be squinting. And he begins to speak in a language none of you understand, with very guttural, yet somehow eloquent sounds to Helvetica. And she just like is nodding as he's talking. Uh-huh. Oh, well, that's real unfortunate to hear. And this creature exchanges a few more words. And Helvetica's like, oh, if you like, I can give you some of my cargo. And he just kind of like pulls his head back a little bit, and even though none of you can speak this language, you all can get the gist of what he says. It is something along the lines of what you got. And you see Helvetica like put up her fingers like, wait a minute, and Ozzel, you hear in your head Helvetica's voice, go below deck and grab a big thing of tobacco.
Alright, I'm off. I don't know why I don't know why a big dragon thingy wants tobacco, but here we are.
And then you hear
Oh,
again
dear.
in your head, grab some shine too.
Ah, okay. You've definitely sent the wrong one for that. I am weak, but I'll try.
Bring a friend if you need.
I tap Astrid and
What?
nod to come along. Just follow. I still can't hear you. Just follow. I'm still deaf.
Dragon.
Whenever this
Bye.
thing isn't speaking, it's still releasing those very loud clicks that are making your bodies vibrate, and after a while of it clicking, your body starts to feel really hot.
Gross.
So the two of you go below deck, grab a brick of tobacco and a keg of shine. Are you guys gonna? Not that Ozzel will hear you, but like, you guys want to have an exchange below deck?
No.
I mean, there's not much of a point. I can't hear shit.
Yeah, Oslo carries the keg.
Yeah.
Carries a little block of tobacco.
I'm like struggling.
Standing there laughing, watching him struggle.
I'm trying so hard. Oh god,
And
that
then I just pick
reminds
up
me.
Ozzel
Gail.
and the keg.
This hurts.
I just pick both up.
Honestly. That would be great. Please don't let me walk. I don't want to walk anymore.
I've offered to carry you before, and you said no.
Well, now I don't want to walk. Please carry me.
So the two of you grab what you need and return back above deck, and Helvetica just yells, "Throw it overboard!"
Okay.
Where the fuck would you do that?
I'm like looking at Astrid and I'm looking at everyone else like, what?
And I just motion to throw it overboard.
Why?
I shrug.
I look at Helvetica like, what? I'm just like, I'm looking at her like, what?
She like makes that gesture with her hand, like, go, like, shoo.
Oh, fine. I toss what I was holding overboard.
So, as the tobacco goes overboard, he just kind of watches it fall, and then as you guys go to throw the shine, you see him kind of pull his head back, and you watch his jaws open. And as he opens his jaws, you see these concentric circles of teeth in the back of his throat, as well as these massive teeth where his main jaws are. And you see the teeth at the back of his throat begin to rotate very, very quickly as you guys hear a wind pick up going towards him as he's breathing in very deeply, and you watch as the little barrel of moonshine goes flying up in the air towards his mouth, and he kind of catches it, and you see him crush it between his front teeth and then swallow the shreds. And he just kind of sits there for a moment, and he just kind of blinks a little bit, and he just coughs ever so slightly. And then
Is his name Hoover?
Then in common he says, "Thank you, Helvetica. You'll be safe the rest of your way." And he bows his head and disappears below the clouds.
Sweet.
Someone let me know when it's okay to be, so I can hear again.
And you guys can
Nope.
hear the clicks continue on for a while as Helvetica starts to gear the airship back up to keep traveling. And the clicks go on for a few more hours. And eventually they're not even anything to worry about anymore. You can no longer hear them.
I walk over to Astrid and just kind of motion and go, should we tell him, or do we see how long he's going to keep it this way?
I say we let him just wait and see.
That sounds like fun.
So
Yes.
you guys are above the clouds over mountains, so you all are it's normally very, very cold. You guys are literally sweating from essentially what this thing was doing is it has very poor eyesight for smaller things, so it uses echolocation with very loud clicks, and that much energy produced is enough to vibrate the human body to increase the body temperature. It's an indirect thing, and it's actually a scientific thing that sperm whales do. There's a few instances of a free diver getting caught between a pod of sperm whales clicking, and his body getting so hot that it boiled him from the inside out, and he
Oh my
died.
Oh,
god,
man.
that is badass though.
Wow.
Which sucks because other researchers say that sperm whales' brains release the same chemical when they see us as we do when we see dogs. They think we're
Like,
cute.
"Aw." And then it probably
Aw.
was like, oh no, we killed it.
Oh, we barbecued him. Fucking diver flambe.
What do we do?
Diver underwater flambe. Best you
Oh.
can do is boil them.
So, Helvetica is just kind of rubbing her temples. Oh. I hate that fucker.
Don't say that too loud. He might hear you.
He knows I don't like him.
I still
The
can't hear
fuck is
anything.
he?
I'm gonna periodically remind you guys of that out loud. I'm like, remind me when
And
I
I'm gonna
can
do
hear.
the no go sign. Just no go every
Hel-
time he does it.
Helvetica takes out her gun and shoots Ozzel. And Ozzel, you're expecting to feel
Oh my
pain, but the bullet was dispel magic, and
Aw.
so you're totally expecting to be deaf for a little while longer because nobody's reacting to what you're saying, and then all of a sudden the sounds start flooding back, and your ears pop.
Ah, you got, y'all are dicks.
Man, we were gonna egg that on for a few hours. Just
Yeah,
have him recast it for a few hours. Would have been funny.
I wanted to make sure everybody could hear me explain what the fuck that stupid thing is. Well, he ain't stupid.
I was gonna say he seemed relatively intelligent, but it also seemed rude.
I'm gonna still call him Hoover.
Well, that thing is the guardian of the skies. He makes sure that everything is safe and how it's supposed to be up here above the clouds where no other creatures really go. Unfortunately, for safe passage, you have to sacrifice something that you stand to gain a lot from.
Like
You
a whole
guys,
barrel of shine and
yeah, you guys threw overboard a year's worth of tobacco for one person and about a day's worth of moonshine for a dwarf.
That is definitely some kicking shit, though.
Yeah, he seemed to like it. Always does.
Did he look like he was swerving though when he was leaving?
oh my god. Don't drink and drive, guys.
Don't drink and squirm.
No,
I'm either gonna call him Dyson or I'm gonna call him Hoover.
long time ago there was an issue with certain creatures hanging out up here and kind of being dicks to everything else, so a couple of the gods got together and decided to make something to keep an eye up here, police the place.
But did the gods mean to make him such a dick?
Oh no, he's just sour. He wasn't always that bad. He was pretty cool way back when until some guy with a hammer showed up and tried to kill him.
Do I know this story?
He didn't do a very good job now, did he?
You as
sounds like
you as a player should know what he's referring to. Well, maybe not. I know Steve does.
Steve.
The beginning of Ragnarok. Well, I don't know if it's the beginning. Maybe towards the middle. At some point in Ragnarok, Thor tries to kill the world serpent Jormungandr, and the world serpent just eats him.
In Ragnarok?
In Norse mythology, I don't remember the whole story, but I know Thor did at one point fight with Jormungandr, and it didn't go very well during Ragnarok.
Hmm.
When is he escaping, trying to escape the fire thing? No. I'm thinking of the movies.
Yeah, not the Marvel Ragnarok.
Okay.
Norse mythology.
Yeah.
10 times.
But he said he'd keep an eye on us and make sure we're safe for the rest of our way, which is good. But I really didn't want to run into him.
But explain why you didn't want to go above the clouds.
Yeah. Also, if we wouldn't have ran into him, we'd have to deal with dragons. And rocks.
Rocks.
Rocks with an R-O-C, no K.
They're birds, basically.
Big ass birds that could swallow my little ass airship whole.
How would you cook one of those?
You don't. They eat
And
you.
the Goliaths used to cook them with, they'd cover them in this batter and deep fry them.
Mm.
They had this
makes
blend
more
of
sense.
11 herbs and spices, made it real kicking.
Oh,
Oh no.
I think I met the Colonel. He was the one in charge of it all.
I feel like I need to visit a Goliath nation now just to try it.
You see Helvetica behind the wheel kind of look at some dials, and she's flicking one, and she's like, oh, we gotta land here soon.
But you gotta shoot the orb again?
No, I gotta let it cool down. That's what the issue was last time. It got so hot from using it on so low fuel that it busted. But I'll
Let's
probably
not do
while we're down.
Ah. Is there a good place to land?
Yeah. About another click from here, there's a small village at the base of a mountain. We can hang out there. See if we can sell any extra of my stock to make up for what we just lost. Because I got quotas to meet.
Well, of course.
Anybody have any qualms with landing in a village, or do you guys want to land somewhere more remote?
I got no qualms landing in a village. No
Neither do I.
The question is whether the villagers want us to land in their village.
That's a damn good question.
Especially knowing us.
Torches and pitchforks. The more there is, the less fun they are.
Oh, Elian, you sound like you have experience with that.
Oh.
I have experience with lots of things.
That was not my question.
She takes the airship and begins to lower it down onto, into the clouds, and you guys kind of head through. It's obviously very wet in here and cold inside these clouds. If any of you stay above deck, Every now and then you can see what looks like eyes peering at you through the clouds. But as you look for too long, they disappear and reappear somewhere else. But I assume most of you went below deck. As the ship is going down, you guys can hear air hissing out of the bladder. Or the gas sack, as one may call it. I don't know. But as you guys are going down, you finally break through the bottom of the clouds, and you can see this pretty sizable village in this valley between 4 mountains. There's, towards the southern end, there's a bit of a field, and that's where she brings it down and lands it. The construction of the village is very gothic in nature. There are these tall, thin homes that are built practically on top of each other. It's very, very, very close quarters because they don't have very much room to build as their population expands. As you guys are coming down, you can see in the center of town there's a very large church. You guys land, like I said, in a field on some old farmland that's not really in use since, winter. Well, not winter. It's cold.
Too cold for things.
Yeah. Environment's weird up here.
It's mountain.
There's beets and, like, root plants, but I highly doubt that, like, they're super abundant. But she touches down and she goes below deck. You guys can hear a wheelbarrow as she comes back up deck with 4 kegs and 4 bricks. Y'all ready to head up into town?
Sure.
You two might actually, everybody but Elian, y'all probably want to make yourselves look a little different.
How?
I look down at myself and I'm like, excuse me?
I'm
beautiful.
Yeah, everybody's beautiful. Fucking snowflake. But the issue...
No, I specifically.
The issue is you look a little bit like you crawled out of the pits of hell.
We're in a village of racists.
Fuck that little mouse, 'cause I'm an albatross. But...
Fuck.
What?
You guys can hear that?
Yeah, I can hear that like clear as day.
I did not know you guys could hear my music.
Yes.
My man.
I was like, the fuck?
Somebody's just scrolling through TikTok.
Well, it isn't so
Good to
much
know.
they're racist. You guys just kind of look like a cartoonish depiction of what they believe. Yeah, they're racist.
That sure sounds racist to me.
I mean, though, wouldn't it benefit you to come in with a entourage of
No,
creatures?
it wouldn't, because we're outnumbered and they'll fucking kill me.
Well, you know what? That hurts.
Why don't you go in alone? I don't really want to make myself appear.
You
Not
can just throw up your hood and you'll be fine.
Oh, I guess. I do have that cloak that will make me appear much larger, but that may scare them more.
And then Ronald, I'll just say you're my muscle. I'll just say that I don't know. I gotta figure out a way for... Oh wait, I have these. And she kind of goes and into her little pouch and pulls out 2 pills. And she throws
Is
one.
it a red and a blue one?
No, they're actually both purple, because there is no true choice. The red versus blue pill argument is merely an illusion. So she throws a pill to each of you.
Fuck
Is
it.
it a polymorph spell?
Not necessarily. It'll make your horns disappear and change your features to look a little more conventional.
She's basically saying you're gonna look like a human.
So this is gonna turn me into a puny human.
Oh no, you'll still be your height. So I'll just say you're a Goliath, but same with you.
Just tell him I drank my milk.
Nah, pretty Goliath.
I'll never be a Toys R Us kid.
I guess I'll just be a very sunburnt human.
I mean, you guys were sailing above the clouds. There's not a whole lot to protect you in shade up there, but
Except for the fact that Ozzel's red.
Like super red.
And I'm green.
Well, you have a pill now.
it'll make your complexion look more conventional. Well, not conventional to these folk.
So it's gonna turn me into one of them? Ugh.
I guess. Not necessarily, but
it's okay, Rattlelock. We'll get through this.
I'll just take the pill and say whatever.
Take the pill.
I guess I'll take the damn pill.
As you guys take the pill, you guys each, as soon as it hits your stomach, you burp very loudly. As you kind of look at each other to look at what's going on. Have any of you seen An American Werewolf in London?
No.
No.
What?
That film has a very famous transformation scene that follows the guy turning into a werewolf for the first time. And it was all done with practical effects. If you ever have the chance to see that, just imagine that backwards. All of your features that would be not considered human or humanoid, you see as each other's features become more dampened and more humanoid in nature. Astrid's tusks shrink down into normal canine teeth. Rodlock's snout comes in and becomes a humanoid nose and mouth with lips, and his horns sink down into his head, and as soon as they disappear, he sprouts a full head of this dark black hair, and both of your guys' complexion changes to whatever is under. For Rodlock, it's probably like a pale white, and then Astrid, yours is probably a little more tan.
Mm-hmm.
So does that make me look like that douchebag we ride around with? Now I'm pale too.
That wasn't intentional, but you look about how Elian would look if he ate his Wheaties.
With black hair.
This is what you could look like there, alien. See? See, and I'm sitting there flexing, just, see? Eat your Wheaties, bro.
Yeah!
Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything longer than a little snippet.
Yeah, I love that movie.
I think I've seen the making of that. I've never seen the movie, but I think I've seen the making of that particular scene.
It's actually hailed as like the best werewolf transformation in a movie because it's one of the few where it shows the full transformation on screen. Most films...
Awesome back in the day.
Yeah. Most films you see like a silhouette or like some campy CGI, but with this it's all practical effects.
I don't know. I also like the first transformation that you ever see in what was that one show? Hemlock Grove. That was actually really cool,
Mm-hmm.
especially the eyeballs.
And the way the huntsman transforms in Brothers Grimm. I mentioned that
Yeah.
movie like every session, but like he has this big cloak from a dire wolf, and he just throws up his hood and gets down on all fours and turns into a werewolf. And it's like a really smooth, quick transition between the two.
That was a very underrated film. Let me tell you.
I think it's still on Netflix if you guys ever want to see it. Those of you that haven't. But yeah, you guys are assimilated, so to speak.
How does Ozzel hide his tail?
Resistance is futile.
Is it just gonna swish and just be
you
like, don't
can
notice?
you can wrap it around your waist like Saiyans do in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, sure, he can try. It's not gonna look like any belt, but like he can sure try.
It's
So then
under the
after that,
cloak.
the game for Astrid and me is we gotta grab that tail.
No.
Already grabbed it once before, so
You could always tuck it and make the village maidens blush.
Is that an infernal tail? Or are you just happy to see me? Start sweating profusely.
My tail
Bro.
hangs low and it wobbles to and fro.
Ozzel would be so confused.
You can tuck it a little bit so you look a little bit like David Bowie in Labyrinth.
Oh, no.
Dude, that movie's just gratuitous, man.
That movie was my gay awakening, not gonna lie.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I'm kind of there too. But yeah, she kind of tosses you each a pill, and she's like, "Huh, Astrid, you don't look half bad."
thank you.
I can't
Thank
tell
you.
if that's a savage like insult or a nice compliment.
You don't look half bad with pink skin.
Well, I am half orc,
Wow.
so.
That's definitely not sounding racist at all. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I really can't tell. if
It
it's,
ain't
like, a really-
racist. I got plenty of orc friends.
Oh my god.
Oh no, she's starting to sound like people I know. No, no.
All in good fun.
I
Let me say the O word.
Plenty of orc friends.
I will though turn to Rattlelock and be like, I liked you better with horns.
Me too.
Maybe Rattlelock won't.
Like when you're horny.
Oh, not like that.
Maybe when we get back, the two of you can, be horny together.
So
You
if-
make me
if this
horny,
pill-
baby.
If this pill lasts longer than 4 hours, do I need to go consult
A cleric.
a physician?
If it lasts longer than 4 hours, you need to get back to the ship as quickly as you can. Because
So
it's only supposed to last 2 hours.
Oh no.
So if it lasts longer than 4 hours, get my happy ass back to the ship. Got it.
But
'Cause it'll probably expire at any point.
all jokes aside, Astrid, I thought you were pretty before. I was just making a funny.
I'm not offended either way.
It just let me know when y'all need another pill. Keep your eye on the clock. Come talk to me when you need another one.
How do you read a clock?
Keep your eye on the moon.
To
There's
be
a
fair,
moon?
clocks should be a thing, right?
Yeah, clocks are a thing, but Astrid probably doesn't know how to
I
read a
don't have
clock.
a watch.
Do I have a watch?
Clocks are pretty standard. If the technology is there for airships and guns, the technology is there for a clock.
Like a pocket watch.
Who tells time? It's 3 fingers past noon.
Oh no.
Elian's like, I'm adventuring with a league of idiots.
Well, 2 idiots and one who likes to hang out with idiots. So
League of extraordinary idiots.
All jokes aside, we ought to let this bad boy rest for a day. In the meantime, we can go into town, go to the tavern or whatever, hang out, try to sell
Let's
this
do it.
shine and this tobacco.
Let's do it. If I'm gonna look this ugly, I might as well go hang out with people that are just as ugly.
Great. Can't wait. We're here to save your town. Who are you?
This is
We are the League of Extraordinary Idiots.
You can coin that. That was good.
this
I
is
won't.
this is giving me flashbacks to I don't know if any of you have seen Dragon Prince.
No.
No.
There's a scene where one of the characters is like, one of the characters who's an elf is disguised as a human. Yes, fellow humans, I am completely
Oh, yeah.
content with my sub-century lifespan and my
Huh?
5 fingers.
As the glove one finger goes down, yep.
My 5 fingers.
They only have 4. They're elves.
Oh, they're Richard Wendy
Yep.
Fingers.
Yep.
Um, it's like peak act like you belong. But she kind of picks up the wheelbarrow and she's like, actually, Rodalock, you mind taking this?
You got it. I picked the whole thing up and put it over my shoulder.
I don't want
Oh,
my dainty wrists.
dainty my ass.
She has dainty wrist.
I look. I lean back and go, "Yeah, kind of dainty it is."
So she starts walking towards town. Well, she like pulls out a ramp from the side of the ship that comes to the floor, and she walks into town.
I'll take up the rear because I'm just like, I get to be the shady one in a cloak, I guess.
Yeah.
Try not to
I-
steal anything.
Not normally what I do.
Try not
I
to
think-
trip over your tail.
I'd have a regular cloak, right? I feel like a 7-foot cloaked weirdo is probably going to be a lot more suspicious.
I
than
mean,
a
you're
regular.
right next
You're-
to
yeah,
an
I was about to
8-foot
say-
uncloaked weirdo.
I was about to say, people are probably going to think that you're like her bodyguards.
Oh, okay. This works then. 7-foot cloaked weirdo it is.
Hey, fellow humans.
You land out there, get off of the captain with a couple of revolvers, a real tall, thin guy with solid white hair, a really big guy, and some guy freaking a cloak. Do we or do we not look like some anime?
We probably do, honestly. And like,
Sounds like a discounted episode of Overlord.
So, you guys kind of go into town, and as you guys are walking past the church, you guys hear the bells begin to ring. Dong, dong, and they ring out 10 times.
what
I didn't
is
ring
the
the doorbell.
church? Like, okay.
There's a
I didn't-
there's a church at the center of town. I said that you guys saw that as you were coming in, but you probably wouldn't be at the church yet as you're entering town, but you guys hear 10 bells ring, signifying that
Oh.
it's 10 o'clock.
At night
And all
or
is
in
well.
the-
Ooh,
10 o'clock at night.
Oh, fine.
that's pretty cool.
We're even
Wh-
more suspicious.
What do I see around me?
Like I said, these very tall,
Anything
thin,
sketchy?
Gothic buildings. Not really. Buildings are off in most of the buildings except for on Main Street. The church's lights are open, and there is a tavern a little east.
So you said beeline it to the tavern, right?
Helvetica said she wanted to head to the tavern to try and sell this booze and this tobacco.
Perfect. I two time it right over to the.
Little hyper one, come back.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do? Besides
Well, I
just...
wanted to. I just wanted to double check and see what the deity was, like what the
Oh,
deity of the church was.
you can't really tell from the outside.
Nondescript looking church.
Be careful when you go inside. You might burst into flames.
I'm not going inside.
Can we push him
Punk
inside
ass.
and find out if he does burst into flames?
Don't put me there. Don't. I might piss off my god. I don't want to accidentally do that.
Actually, it's
I just
it's
wanna-
pretty common for people who follow brain fart.
There's a god named Brain Fart.
Sweet.
I would follow that.
his particular god. It's pretty common for people who worship his god to also partially worship another.
That's
I haven't chosen.
But I just
that
want to
one.
find out if he bursts into a flame. That's all I want to find out. So I just want to push him in there
Probably
and see
not.
if he happens. Darn.
I was gonna say, like, that would have to be. Someone would hate me for that. So, Kolkertier wouldn't be the one to make me burst into flames, would he?
No.
It'd have to be the other god. The other god would be like, ew, no.
Yeah, like if it's a church to Amnesia, you'll probably burst into flames if you walk in. But that isn't because you're a tiefling; it's because you worship Kolkertier.
Yep. Sometimes, man.
Those two
Sometimes.
don't get along. Kolkertier gets along with literally everybody else.
He chill as hell.
But you guys make it to the tavern, and as you go in, there's this very, very large man with a bushy beard behind the counter who kind of waves as you all come in and goes back to what he was doing, and he just like quickly looks back up with these big bug eyes. He's got scars around the upper parts of his cheekbones, and his eyes look like he hasn't seen sleep in quite some time. There's other people in the tavern going about different things. I'll just wait for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. This will be a good segue for people to go get food if they need.
Yeah, I'll be right back. I have to use the restroom.
And insulin.
And insulin for the cat.
That isn't till 9, but I've got someone else on that.
It
Okay.
is 9.
It is 8:20 for me.
For him. I'm gonna head
It's
and
8:20 for me also. So
I'm gonna go get some sustenance.
I'm gonna go grab a smoke.